Palma, a Russian film from 2021 based on a real story. The film begins in 1977. We see a man named Igor walking into an airport with his German shepherd, Palma, tucked into a basket. She's smart, alert, soaking in every smell and every sound around her. Igor's heading off for his dream job abroad, and Palma is supposed to fly with him. But as they're about to board, disaster hits. The flight attendant asks for Palma's health documents. Igor checks all his pockets, panicking, but no papers. Still, he begs for understanding. This job is his big break. Seeing his desperation, the kind flight attendant named Nida tells him to see the airport vet quickly and get the certificate. Igor rushes to the vet and gets Palma checked. Everything seems okay until the vet says she has an ear infection. No certificate, no flight. Igor even tries to bribe the vet, but it doesn't work. With time running out, Igor returns to Nida, devastated. He pleads with her, says there's no one else to take care of Palma. His eyes are filled with tears. Nida's heart softens. She agrees to sneak Palma on board. But just then, the airport manager shows up. No documents, no exceptions. And just like that, Igor has to make the hardest choice of his life. He wheels Palma out of the terminal, hugs her tight one last time, and throws her favorite red ball. As she chases it, Igor boards the plane. Palma returns just in time to see him getting on. She drops the ball and runs. She literally chases the plane down the runway as it taxis away. She blocks it for a few seconds, forcing it to stop, but when she moves aside, it takes off. Palma watches it disappear into the clouds. Now abandoned, Palma is chased off by airport guards, but she finds shelter under a plane where she's discovered by a kind-hearted mechanic named Tolonov. When the guards ask him about the dog, he lies to protect her. That one small lie becomes the start of something beautiful. Meanwhile, we meet a little boy named Kolya flying into town with his dad, Lazarev, who also happens to be the pilot. Kolya's been struggling since losing his mom. His father's worried about him, but also distant, drowning in his own grief. Back at the airport, Tolonov feeds Palma, but every time a plane lands, she bolts to the runway. She's not playing. She's looking for Igor. One of those landings nearly ends in disaster because Palma runs straight onto the runway again. Inside the plane is Minister Liskov, who gets shaken up during the aborted landing. He's furious, embarrassed in front of international guests, and he demands answers. The airport manager loses it and orders Palma to be captured and removed for good. Guards manage to trap her in a bus, where she waits, scared and alone. Enter Kolya. He hears the guards talking about killing the dog. Without hesitating, this little kid sneaks into the bus and frees Palma. One of the guards nearly hits him, but Kolya's father shows up just in time and steps in. The manager scolds Lazarev for his irresponsible son and poor judgment during landing. Lazarev breaks down. His wife died recently. He's a mess inside. The manager surprisingly softens, says his international license is almost ready. Just hang in there. Back with Tolonov, Palma finds peace again. She returns to her spot near the runway, red ball in her mouth, always waiting. Kolya, fed up with everything, tries to run away. He sneaks back into the airport, even tries to blend in with another family to board a flight home. But he gets caught. He escapes again, hides in a small aircraft cabin, and Palma finds him. They bond instantly. From that night on, Kolya and Palma become inseparable. They hide in her secret spot, sleep together, look out for one another. The next morning, Kolya's dad finds out he's missing. Panic sets in. But then Tolonov calls. Kolya's safe. When Lazarev tries to take his son home, Palma blocks him, barking fiercely. She's not ready to say goodbye. Tolonov convinces Lazarev to let the boy stay for now. Later, Nida, who we find out is Tolonov's daughter, shows up to scold him for drinking coffee despite health issues. They argue like family. Meanwhile, Palma rushes to the runway again. She watches every passenger like a hawk. She's still looking for Igor. Kolya, heart aching for her, decides to find Igor. He asks the airport ticket clerk for his address. She refuses, confidential. But eventually, moved by compassion, she secretly helps him. She hands over Igor's address and gives them an escape route out of the terminal. But chaos soon erupts. Palma once again runs into the terminal, chasing a man who looks like Igor, but it's not him. Security guards show up ready with nets. Kolya causes a distraction, helping her escape, but not without causing a ton of property damage. That's when the manager loses it. She pulls Lazarev aside and offers him a deal. If he helps them capture Palma, she'll fast track his international license. Desperate, Lazarev agrees. Dog catchers arrive. Nida and Tolanov try to stop them, but Palma is taken. Kolya watches, heartbroken. Later that night, Nida hands Lazarev a letter. Kolya had written it to Igor. In the letter, Kolya begs Igor to come back for Palma. He writes, "The worst moment in anyone's life is when the ones they love leave them behind." The letter hits Lazarev hard. He finally understands how deeply his son is hurting. When Kolya sneaks out to rescue Palma, Lazarev follows him this time. They meet Nida at the shelter, but Palma's already escaped. Kolya knows where she'll be, the runway. They find her standing there, staring at passengers again, searching, always searching. That's when Lazarev does something bold. He calls a news reporter and shares Palma's story. A front page headline follows. Everyone's talking about the loyal dog who waits every day for her master. The airport manager is furious. She threatens Lazarev, says he'll never get licensed now. But right then, the minister calls. He wants to use Palma's story to boost his image. He praises Lazarev for his heroism and approves the license. Classic politics. Soon, Palma becomes a local celebrity. The staff builds a kennel for her next to the runway. But fame doesn't heal heartbreak. Palma still waits, still scans every passenger, and now she stops eating. The vet says she's depressed. She needs closure. She needs Igor. Then, on a stormy night, Kolya sees Palma sitting alone in the rain, shivering. He walks up, tears in his eyes, and says, "Everyone I love leaves me. First my mom, now you." He takes off his coat, puts it on her, and curls up beside her in the rain. That moment right there, it's pure love. The next morning, something changes. Palma is wagging her tail again. She's back. Kolya is thrilled. He brings her home. And then the phone rings. Igor's back. He's come for Palma. At the airport, Kolya refuses to hand her over. He's grown too attached. But Lazarev gently explains, "She's not ours. If you love her, you have to let her go." Igor arrives, and of course, the minister has arranged media coverage to milk the story. Cameras flash everywhere. Igor walks up to Palma and she looks at him, but she doesn't run to him. There's no joy in her eyes. Kolya, holding back tears, hands him Palma's leash. Igor takes it. Kolya turns away. Lazarev follows Igor and quietly asks, "Please, don't take her. I'll pay you. Just let her stay." And then Igor reveals the truth. He never wanted to take Palma. He's only here because the minister threatened his job. He walks back toward the plane. The flight attendant asks for Palma's medical certificate. He doesn't have one. The manager insists she needs it. And at that moment, Igor lets go of the leash. He looks at the minister and says, "Maybe I was wrong. I don't think she's my dog anymore." Palma runs, right back to Kolya. They run to each other and hug tight, both finally smiling. And that's the beautiful, real-life inspired story of Palma, the dog who waited at an airport for years, never giving up on the one she loved. The film reminds us that loyalty and love don't fade, even through abandonment, heartbreak, or time. It shows us how hope can be both painful and powerful, and how kindness from strangers, a mechanic, a kid, a pilot, can change a life. And maybe the most powerful message? Sometimes loving someone means letting go. If this story touched your heart like it did mine, hit that like button, subscribe for more, and let me know in the comments which movie you want next. Until then, hug your pets, love your people, and take care.